Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information if you want to take a screenshot. Today, we are going to use the Sunrise Sailing whole bundle, which comes with this wonderful embossing folder, which is hybrid, so you can also cut that out. Wonderful dies, and this really neat. I love that it has happy retirement. Lots of great sentiments. I'm also using Simply Said in case you want to put something different on the inside. So let me show you what you need. You need a 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2 Night of Navy. I've already have that. My mat is, and I just forgot the size, 3 1/4. My white mat is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. This designer series paper, which is Thoughtful Journey, is 3 by 4 1/2. So I've already embossed it and put that part on. So that is relatively easy. I need my inside white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So I want to show you how we're going to make this sailboat. I'm going to use a stamp positioner. This is no longer available at Stampin' Up, but you can still use the Misty. There's lots of stamp positioners. What I'm going to do is, you notice that I have this set up. I have it cut out that you can just put your sailboat right in there, ink up your stamp, making sure that sailboat's in there, and go ahead and shut it. Push a little bit. I'm going to try to take that out without moving it. And there you go. That is done. Very easy way to go ahead and cut it out and stamp it. So that's kind of fun. I'm going to use, that was a Night of Navy. This is Misty Moonlight. And it just adds a little interest. The 3 are on the left-hand side. Just a little bit of color there. Now I'm going to go back, and you can use them in either color. It's really totally whatever you are interested in. I'm going to come back, and I should have done this before I put it on, but I forgot. So I'm going to add a couple of birds. One right there. And one right up in here. There are some also embossed in there and some clouds, which is really neat. Now I'm going to stamp Best Wishes on a piece. It's 1/2 inch and it has to be 3 inches. I forgot to cut it at 3 inches so that it will fit beautifully right across. I'm going to stamp that in the middle, trying to get it as best I can on camera here. I know it's a little bit down for you to see, but I have to be able to see it to stamp it. That's much better. For my classes, I usually put out strips. So if you make a boo-boo on the first part, you got more to play with. Now I'm going to adhere. I debated popping up the sailboat, but I did not. Just seemed like too much popping up if I did that. So I'm going to add my sailboat here, right on top of the embossed one. Hold it for a second. I'm going to pop up the correct side of the Best Wishes. I love this embossing on there. It really, besides the paper's gorgeous, and then adding that little bit of embossing just really makes it pop. And so, like I say, a kind of inspiration for this card was Lynn Dunn. I'm going to add this towards the bottom. Then I'm just going to, instead of birthday wishes this time, I think I'll use, oh, happy birthday. So I'm going to get out a stamp for that. I'm going to put that, happy birthday. I'll do that in the Misty Moonlight. And then in the Night of Navy, I'm just going to do a little bit of water just to kind of connect the front. You could do the water any way you want it. I do it this way. You can do it any way you want it. I'm just going to put a little bit of water on there just to add some interest to the bottom. And you could put a sailboat on the front. You know, you can do whatever you want. Some water, some birds on your envelope, however you choose. I'm going to try to have some of I've got some more coming. Some of this designer series paper with more pinks and blues on it. And that'll probably be the one that I'll be using for my event. And they'll already be stamped. Okay, so what did Nancy do? She has a little blob because it's all over my finger. Has anybody ever done that before? So how do you correct that? Well, there is not really a way, but I might just, you know, have a couple of birds going over there. So you do see a little of the smudge, but it's not bad. The other thing is you could add more water. You could do lots of different things. So I just added another bird. If that really drives you nuts, because there are some people that are like, I really don't like that. You could take, I'm just showing you lots of ways because I have some people that are like, I would not be happy with that. So you can just kind of go around, add a little bit of a sponge dauber. And then I can even make it in the water there. And you won't notice it so much. That side's really more kind of sponge daubery, but that's okay. So lots of different things you can do if you make a little minor mistake. Sometimes it's better to just leave it and not make a worse mistake. So, you know, that's how it goes. But I hope you like these cards. I love this stamp set. The bundle with the embossing, hybrid embossing folder. It's really a great set. And I hope you give it a try. Have a great day.